All right, let's take up the traditional method of multiplication and let's do 28 times 4. So 4 lots of 28. Traditionally, you would write it down as 28 times 4 and line up the units column. We can quickly note down the 4 times table. 4 eighths are 32, so we put the 2 in the units column and carry the 3 into the tens column. 4 twos are 8 plus the 3 is 11, so our answer is 112. So 28 times 4 is 112. Let's do another one exactly the same way. 37 times 9, line up the units column, write down the 9 times table. 9 times 7 is 63. Put down the 3 in the units, carry the 6 into the tens. 9 threes are 27, plus the 6 is 33. So 37 times 9 is 333. There are loads of practice questions on effectiveeducation.online in the Grade 1 multiplication and division section. Next one, slightly different. Let's add the hundreds into the mix. 274 times 8. Do exactly the same thing. Line up the units column. Write down your 8 times table. 8 fours are 32. Put the 2 in the units column. Carry the 3 into the tens column. 8 sevens are 56. 56 plus 3 is 59. Put the 9 in the tens column. Carry the 5 into the hundreds column. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 5 is 21. So 274 times 8 is 2,192. And I'm a bit old school. I put the comma in to make it easier to read 2,192. Next one, same style as the last one. 366 times 7. Line up the units column. Write down your 7 times table. 7 sixes are 42. Put the 2 in the units column. Carry the 4 into the next column. 7 sixes are 42, plus the 4 is 46. Put the 6 down, carry the 4 into the next column. 7 threes are 21 plus 4 is 25. And then I would do 2,562, 2,562. There are loads of examples on effectiveeducation.online in the multiplication section. And a bit trickier. Let's do 35 times 43. So we line them up in the units as before. And then we write down our 3 times table and then multiply by 3. 3 fives are 15. 5 carry the 1 into the next column. 3 threes are 9, plus 1 is 10. So we're now finished multiplying by the 3 units. Now we multiply by the 40, so whatever answer we get, it will end in a 0. So we put the 0 in here because we know that will happen. And then we multiply by 4. So write down the 4 times table. 4 fives are 20. Put down the 0. Carry the 2. 4 threes are 12, plus 2 is 14. And then write down the 14. So now we have 105 and 1,400. So we add these up. We get a 5, a 0, a 5 and a 1. And I put the comma in. So 35 times 43 is 1,505. And I'm going to do another one similar. Okay, let's do 89 times 74. Same as the last time, line up the units column, write down our 4 times table, 4 nines are 36, put down the 6, carry the 3 into the next column. 4 eighths are 32, and 3 is 35. Now we multiply by 70. So we can put a 0 in here because whatever answer we get, it will end in 0. And then multiply by 7. Write down the 7 times table. 7 nines are 63, put down the 3, carry the 6 into the next column, and 7 eighths are 56 plus the 6 is 62. Add these up, we get a 685, 6. 6,586. The best way to learn this and get really good at it is to do example after example. There are loads of practice questions on effectiveeducation.online in the multiplication section. Now everything else you're going to do after this is just exactly the same, but with more numbers. So let's do 275 times 93. Line up the units column. Write down the 3 times table. 3 fives are 15. Put down the 5. Carry the 1 into the next column. 3 sevens are 21, plus the 1 is 22. Put down the 2. Carry the 2 into the next column. And 3 twos are 6 plus 2 is 8. Now we multiply it by 90, so you can write down your 9 times table. Put a 0 in here because we know the answer will end in 0. 9 fives are 45. Put down the 5, carry the 4 into the next column. 9 sevens are 63 plus 4 is 67. Put the 7 down, carry the 6 into the next column, and 9 twos are 18 plus the 6 is 24. The only thing to be careful of here is when you're carrying into the next column. Don't get mixed up with your previous carries. Now we add these up. This is 5. This gives us 7. 8 plus 7 is 15. 5, carry the 1. 4 plus 1 is 5, and then the 2 we're not doing anything to. So 25, 575, or 25,000 575. Let's do another one. Now for this one, we're going to multiply decimals. We're going to take these numbers here, 275 times 93, and we're going to multiply 27.5 times 9.3. This is easy peasy. Ignore the decimals and do 275 times 93, which we've just done, and we get 25,575. We ignored the decimals. Now we have to do something with them. So we go back to our original 27.5 times 9.3, and we count the number of digits after the decimal points. So we've got a 0.5, so that's one digit. Then we've got a 0.3, so that's another digit. So we've got two digits after the decimal point. So in our answer, there will be two digits after the decimal point. So count in 2, 1, 2, so our answer is 255.75. So when you're multiplying decimals, ignore the decimals, do the multiplication, count the number of digits after the decimal point, and there should be that number of digits after the decimal point in your answer. Let's do a couple of examples, and then the best thing for you to do is to go to effectiveeducation.online to the multiplication section and practice. All right, 13.6 times 43. Ignore the decimal point and we do 136 times 43 and line up the units. Write down the 3 times table. 3 6s are 18, put down the 8. Carry the 1 into the next column. 3 3s are 9 plus 1 is 10. Put down the 0. Carry the 1 into the next column. 3 1s are 3 plus 1 is 4. So we have 408. Now we multiply by 40. So we put the 0 in because we know it will end in 0 and multiply by 4. Write down the 4 times table. 4 6s are 24. Put down the 4, carry the 2. 4 3s are 12 plus 2 is 14. Put down the 4, carry the 1 into the next column, and 4 1s are 4 plus 1 is 5. So we've got 408 and 5,440. Now we add these, so we get 8485. So we've got 5848. Now we look at our original 13.6 times 43. We've got one digit after the decimal point, so there should be one digit after the decimal point in our answer. So we come in 1 and we've got 584.8. Let's do one more and then go and practice on effectiveeducation.online in the multiplication section. Okay, 2.76 times 8.7. And let's go through this fairly quickly. Ignore the points. So 276 times 87. Line up the units, write down your tables if you need them. 7 6s are 42, 2 carry the 4, 7 7s are 49 and 4 is 53. 3 carry the 5, 7 2s are 14 and 5 is 19. And then we put a 0 in here and then multiply it by 8. 8 6s are 48, put down the 8, carry the 4. 8 7s are 56 and 4 is 60. Put down the 0, carry the 6. 8 2s are 16 and 6 is 22. Just be careful with your carries. Don't get mixed up from your previous ones. Now we add these up, so 2. 3 and 8 is 11. 1 carry the 1. 9 and 0 and 1 is 10. So 0 carry the 1. 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4, and then we have a 2. So 2 4 0 1 2. Go back to our original multiplication. We've got 0.76, so that's 2 digits. We've got 0.7, that's another digit. So 3 digits after the decimal point in 2.76 times 8.7. So there should be 3 digits after the decimal point in our answer. So we come in 123, 24.012. There are loads of interactive practice questions and examples on effectiveeducation.online in the multiplication and division section. Thank you.